How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
Really? How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming. My name is Mr. Andrew Berner, and I am the Crest Sustainability Instructor. And it's my pleasure to be here with you all tonight, and I'm really happy to show off our program with you. So, first off, sustainability, environmental sustainability is kind of a new kid on the block compared to engineering and biotechnology. We are the fastest growing field in both academics and also in industry as well. And so, so what is sustainability? So go ahead. So what we're doing is we're looking at the world very differently. And so what we do is when we problem solve, we look at things at an ecological, and a social, and an economical perspective. And so what that means is that as opposed to just having one approach to thinking in terms of problem solving, we try and take a very, very big picture. A really, really good thinker, Sir Crispin Cal, is a Nobel laureate. He says that sustainability is acting as if we intend to stick around for a while. And I think that's probably a good idea, especially with how old you guys are, because you guys have a long, long life ahead of you. So go ahead. So what it is we do is we use the ability to sustain. And so what that is we try and teach you a lot of hard technical skills in terms of testing our natural environment, looking at what our community has to offer. You guys live in the desert. Do you guys think we have a lot of water? No. Do we have a growing population? That sounds like a fun recipe for the future. So one of the things that we do is how can we make sure that we have a water supply that can last us for the future? And so we'll test water in our local environment and make sure that it can be replenished and make sure that it can be there for generations. Go ahead. So sustain this means to make something last for a long time. Go ahead. So what are we specifically trying to sustain? So one of the courses that we teach is energy. How do we make sure that we have enough clean energy for the future so that we don't have to rely on polluting fuels and make sure that we work with things with solar power. Anybody seen a solar panel before? Really? You live in the sunniest state in the country, and you do a lot in terms of understanding how solar panels work, working with solar energy, and how that can be a viable option for energy production in the future. Okay? We look at money. So how can we make sure these things are cost affordable? Many things like wind energy and solar energy, and looking with plants or biofuels. Sometimes that can be cost effective, and sometimes it can't be. So how can we develop technology to make sure it's affordable for our people? Land. Anybody like to play outside? So we want to make sure that that land that we have is available for future generations to come. And so when we think about how many more people we move into the valley, how do we make sure that when we provide more homes for more families, do we also preserve the natural fragile ecosystems that we call the desert, which we do call our home, and so do many other species and organisms that also live here in the desert. How do we make sure that they have a future too? Food. We teach an entire quarter on sustainable food. So looking at what's nutritious, organic, locally farmed, and also doesn't have a big carbon impact footprint to our local area as well. So we want to make sure that food is readily available for all people so that we don't quite have to have issues such as obesity and diabetes, which are major problems right now. And of course, we always do waste reduction. So I put up there, I put a reusable canvas bag there. So as opposed to say using plastic bags, how can we minimize the waste that we produce? Because I don't know if you guys have seen plastic bags just kind of floating about, but that's pollution that enters our environment. That's one of the things we want to try and focus is cleaning that up for future generations to preserve the land that we use. Go ahead. And clean air. Anybody seen a nice big brown cloud over Phoenix, especially if they're driving down the 51 in the middle of the day? So one of the things in sustainability is how can we make sure that we have reliable transportation and maybe avoid that big old brown cloud of smog, especially in the desert where it's really dusty here too. And water. We talked about that before. I'm sure I'm getting thirsty as I'm talking water, so I think this is a nice cold, clean glass of water right now. And people. This is a very, very people-centric program. As is engineering, as is biotechnology, we really want to focus and make sure that the solutions that we go for are always appropriate we do is, some people think it's very much a marriage of social, environmental, and economic issues. And I once did a whole radio show. I'm big on communication, so we do a lot of public presentations and speaking, media outreach. And so we do a lot of current event studies. And so this was the BP oil disaster that happened in 2010. This was for an oil rig that is down in the Gulf Coast. And so we want to try and take problems like this and analyze them so that they don't happen again and propose possible solutions that we can make alternatives to things like this. And so we can have more of a cleaner future as well. So I'll wrap up by saying that this is the fastest growing area in academics. I mentioned it before. So if you go to the next page, this right now, that is the current list of all of the colleges and universities that are adopting brand new sustainability programs. And these are on the foremost cutting edge of sustainability programs. So go ahead. So just to zoom into a couple you might be familiar with, there's ASU. They have the very first school of sustainability in the country. It's one of the most competitive programs to get into. But it's such a cutting edge, high technological school. It's so cool the work that they're doing there. Others in the area, go ahead. There's, I think that's my alma mater, where I went to school. Go ahead. Crest College, which is just an hour and a half north of here. There is a U of A down in Tucson, and as well as PVCC, which is right over the corner. So what I want to know is, what can you be doing to sustainability program? Right now we have projects going on in local farming. We do it with renewable energy sources. We have students working with the Arizona Game and Fish. We have green building and green architecture, looking at renewable energy, doing water systems, manipulate different filtration. And so it's really cool. It's probably the most diverse program of the three and allows you a lot of creative freedom. So if you're concerned about the state